Hey Lisa,
Hey, how are you?
I'm okay. How are you?
Pretty good.
You're having a good hair day, you know
Oh, thank you.
that?
I
Now,
got up and brushed it.
pardon me while I duck on out of here and try to make last minute contact with people who have been last minute returning my calls.
Okay, no problem. Hello? Hello?
Hello,
Who is this?
Richard Meyer.
Okay, thank you, Richard. We'll pull you in just a little bit, okay?
Oh, okay, Chuck. Okay, it takes a second for me to flip it from speaker.
Okay,
So,
no
okay.
problem. I'll put a note on so we remember. Thanks.
Oh, okay, thank you.
Hello?
Hello,
Hello? Who is this?
my name is Steven.
Is this Jermish? Stephen Jermish?
Yeah,
Okay, thanks. We'll pull you in when we're ready to hear you. I just needed to identify you.
okay.
Hey Lisa,
Yes, sir.
I wonder if you could tell Mr. Jarmusch to hang up and call me since that is something he has never done.
Absolutely. I will
Thank
do
you.
that right now. Mr. Jeremish,
Yeah.
your attorney has requested that you give him a call right now.
I've yet to get their contact information.
I'll give you his phone number right now, okay?
Okay.
Let me know when you're ready.
Ready?
360-642-3139.
Okay. And does that dismiss me from any further proceedings today?
No, it does not. So give him a call and he'll talk to you, and then you'll call us back, and you'll be in the waiting room till the judge is ready to hear your case.
Okay.
Okay?
Very good.
Okay.
Hello, Lisa.
Hello.
How do you guys keep the jail abreast of what you require of them when someone's in custody?
I don't have much communication at all with the jail.
How does the jail ever know to bring someone over?
I'm working on an order right now to put them on Zoom. Do we have an in custody?
Is Pack on today?
Is he on the throw?
Ah,
Yes, he is.
okay. I got to talk to him. We'll figure it out. Thank you.
Okay. Hi, Corey. This is Lisa. It's at the Municipal. I know it's late. Is there any chance we can get Matthew Peck on today for court on Zoom? Probably not, but I can send it right over to you. Do you guys, you have Superior have court today? Okay, so let's try and do it at 12:50. But yeah, sorry. Okay, give it a shot. If you can't, it's my fault. So because I missed it. So no worries. I'm going to email it to you right now. Thank you, sir. Will?
Yeah.
The jail is going to try and get Matthew Peck on for 12:50. Superior has court at 1 o'clock, so we have to have him done before 1 o'clock.
Okay.
Okay. They're going to do their best,
Okay.
but I forgot to notify him, so it's all on me.
That's fine. I mean, I don't care as long as I'm here. So.
Yeah, the last time he wasn't in a mindset, I guess. And they said they would not bring him in for it. So hopefully this time he's in a better mood.
Is there anything we can take care of right now?
We have those couple of orders that came through. There's the one for Mark Blauman.
Yeah, I just got that.
Um,
Yeah, that's on, I'll just put this in for the, are we on the record?
Not yet. So is there an attorney present for him or?
Yes. Well, not for him, but Killian was on the case. It's an agreed order, so.
So
Yeah, it's an agreed order between his attorney.
Okay, so I don't see the attorney on my waiting list. Is that okay?
That's fine with me. That's pretty typical.
Okay, so we are now on record.
Okay, great. This is Judge Will Penoyer for the City of South Bend Municipal Court. We had a contesting infraction from Mark L.L. Blauman, cause number XZ06990008. I have before me an agreed resolution with this case. Prosecutor signed off, the defense attorney has signed off. I think it is in the interest of justice, and I have also signed off. And a copy will go to the court.
Okay. I'm suspicious that our Spanish case, Mr. Nunez, I think he's on. I'm waiting for Pete. Chris is here now. So I'm not seeing the jail or Pete. Do we want to just go ahead and start with Chris's cases and get as far as we can there?
That's fine.
Okay,
We can, the one thing I will note though, I see they're set at 12:52, so do we have Mr. Needham here?
we do.
Okay, and is Mr. Rogerson present?
Yes,
Let's go ahead and take that case since they're
perfect.
ready.
Hello.
Hello, Mr. Rogerson, we have you. We're waiting here. Mr. Needham, you can hear us?
Yes.
All right. Well, we'll call court today to order. I'm Judge Chris Bates, pro tem, filling in. And we are calling the matter of Joseph Rogerson. We have two cases, 9Z0128428, and another case, same numerals, but ending in 29.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. I had spoke earlier this morning with the prosecutor, Mr. Duncanson, regarding this case. We're close, I think, to getting it resolved and being able to put this thing to bed. However, what we're trying to do is get a number of the requirements lined up and lined out before entry of plea, as we think that would probably be beneficial to the court. This case obviously has a long history. We're not trying to delay intentionally here. We're just trying to make sure that Mr. Rogerson, one, has the best start, and that I get information over to Mr. Duncanson in terms of helping him make his sentencing recommendations. So
Okay.
what's the court's availability in November?
The 4th and the 18th.
Just a second. I think the 18th will probably work better. I'm trying to schedule depositions the week of the 4th or the 2nd. So
You set to the 18th?
the 18th will work.
The 18th may cause, I think I can do it. I have to be in Ocean Shores at 1:30. If we could call that first thing, I should be in Ocean Shores and ready to zoom in when we need to call this prior to starting court there.
Okay,
Okay.
great.
All right.
Thank you very much, Your Honor. Thank you, Mr. Duncanson.
Okay, we will see you all on the 18th.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Bye.
Okay, Madam Clerk, do you see any of these other matters, Robert Hovland, Edward Taylor, or Mr. Jarmusch?
I have Robert Hovland on. You can pull him in.
Okay, let's pull him in, and that's a case that Mr. Quittner is handling.
Correct.
All right, good afternoon, Mr. Hovland. We've decided to call your case next. That's case number 5Z0063-150. It comes on for pretrial today. Counsel, how are we proceeding?
Judge, we reached a resolution on this case. Mr. Hovland has his license. So I'm amending to an infraction, not NVOL second, $200 fine. That's all agreed. You should have already received the order. The only other issue is he had an infraction that came with it, but given that this is a 2015 case, that may have already been entered as a committed. If it's not, we're happy to dismiss it, but if it's committed, not much I can do about it.
It has been, yes.
Okay.
I think he's already paid it too.
Well, then we'll just focus on the amendment.
Okay, so Mr. Hovland, do you understand what's going on with the prosecutor amending your case?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I do see that I have an order that came through to my email. I've not had a chance to review that yet. So, Mr. Hovland, there's, from my understanding, no objection to amending the charge, correct?
No, sir.
Okay. The court will allow for the amendment of the charge. And Mr. Quittner, does your client enter a plea of committed to the amended charge, which is now an infraction?
Yes, he does.
Okay. Finding of committed is entered. I will sign the order, get that to the court clerk, and a fine of $200 is imposed. And Mr. Hovland, if you need to make payment arrangements on that, you can contact our court clerk.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. And I believe that concludes this matter for today.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I have the jail on now. We can do Matthew Peck with, I believe that's one of Will's.
Yeah,
We'll go on mute.
okay. Mr. Peck, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Great. Mr. Peck, we have Mr. Peck's case on here for, I think it's pretrial today.
Correct.
Mr. Whitner, have you had a chance to talk to Mr. Peck?
I've had a chance to talk to him briefly, and Mr. Duncanson and I have spoken about it even more briefly. There's a resolution on the table. I don't know if it's acceptable to Mr. Peck, so, you know, I would just ask that we set this out 2 weeks, so we should have a resolution then.
Okay. When was Mr. Peck arraigned?
Sorry, I'm deferring to Lisa.
Pardon me?
I was deferring to you, but I could look it up too.
July 22nd.
July 22nd, we're almost out of speeding time. Were there any warrants entered in the meantime?
There was a warrant issued July 13. That I believe has since been served.
Right, but he appeared July 22nd, correct?
Excuse me, Your Honor, we have a Superior Court matter scheduled in about 30 seconds on this
Okay.
computer.
Well, you know what? Then at this point, I'm just going to set this over to the next court date. The attorneys can sort the rest of it out.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, we'll see Mr. Peck on our next date.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Okay. Go back to Chris's cases.
Is Edward Taylor present?
He is.
All right. This is Judge Chris Bates. Is Edward Taylor on?
Yes, sir.
All right. Mr. Taylor, I'm calling your case, case number C20-06716. My understanding is you are representing yourself in this matter, correct?
That's correct, Your Honor.
Okay. And Mr. Penoyer, are you prosecuting this case?
I am, Judge. I spoke to Mr. Taylor today about an offer in this case that he said he wished to ponder and consider. And that's about where we find ourselves today. So unless he's ready to go today, we probably should just set this off to the next court date. That's all right with him.
Okay. Mr. Taylor, it sounds like the case is yet to be resolved. Are you requesting more time from the court?
Well, Judge, I appreciate Mr. Penoyer's work in this case, but because I am innocent, I have to continue the case, and we'll have to go to court. I'd also like to ask that, and politely and formally ask that this trial could be heard by a municipal court judge that has been elected or appointed by the mayor for 4 years, and not a pro temp judge. I'd like to politely ask that as well.
Yeah, I believe I've made some discretionary decisions on this case, one of which is a continuance, which is considered a discretionary decision. If I'm hearing things correctly, you're asking to have this case set for a trial. Mr. Prosecutor, is this a civil or a criminal charge under the municipal code?
Criminal.
Okay. We need to set this for a jury trial. And Madam Clerk, there has been a waiver of counsel form completed by the defendant.
I think there has in the past. Yes.
Okay. Well, Mr. Taylor, you're representing yourself. We're going to set this case for a trial. The court clerk will get those trial dates together. We'll have, prior to the trial date, a readiness hearing. And Madam Clerk, what do our trial dates look like?
I need 30 days, so we need to go. Our first trial date that would be available would be December 15.
Okay. That date does not work for me.
Okay. We can set it to whatever date works for everybody.
Okay. What does Friday, December 4th look like?
That's good with the court.
Mr. Penoyer?
That looks okay.
Okay.
So we'd have to basically have the pre-trial or at least, next court date because we need the 30 days,
Right. So we would need a readiness hearing for next month.
November 4th. Oh, wait. Yeah, that's a Wednesday.
Yep, that's 30 days.
And that's a docket, so that'd be fine with me.
Okay, so we can set the matter for readiness hearing on the 4th. Mr. Taylor, if there are any pre-trial motions that you need to file, that's the date this court is setting for filing any motions in limine, things of that nature. Anything after that date will be disregarded by the court, and we will have a trial date of December 4th. And Madam Clerk, what facilities are we using for trials?
We have the option to use the chamber here in South Bend, that we would be able to spread everybody out enough in that facility.
Okay. And it sounds like we'll use that facility. Well, I think that about covers it. Case is set for trial, Mr. Taylor. Yes?
Yes, Your Honor. Also, some city employees I'd like to call as witnesses.
Hey, well, I can't give you instructions on how to go about that. There's certain ways.
I understand, but I'm just giving notice. I'd like to give advance notice for that as well.
Sure. And you're also required to provide a witness list to the city.
Yes, sir. Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, so I expect that to be done by November 4th as well. And any witnesses you intend to call, there are court rules regarding how to do so, and you're representing yourself. So that duty's upon you to make happen. Well, I think that concludes everything. We will see everyone back on November 4th for a readiness hearing and proceed with trial on December 4th.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, that concludes this matter, Mr. Taylor.
Okay, did you want to do Mr. Jarmusch next?
Has he appeared today?
He is here, yes.
Okay, let's go ahead and bring him in.
Okay.
All right, the court calls for Stephen Jarmusch, case number C206719. Mr. Jarmusch, are you present?
Yeah,
Okay.
yes.
Okay, thank you. This comes on for, I think at issue, we have an outstanding warrant, and you've asked to bring this to the court's attention, I assume, to quash the warrant and reset the case on the pretrial calendar. Is that right?
That's right.
Okay. Mr. Quittner, do you represent Mr. Jarmish?
Yes, it is.
Okay. Where was your client on the last court date? I believe he had set a similar hearing and did not appear.
I actually don't know where he was the last court date. I didn't remember him not appearing.
Okay. Mr. Jarmish, have you been in contact with your attorney?
I'm sorry, what was that?
I said, have you been in contact with your attorney, Mr. Quittner?
No, today was the first.
Okay. You have his contact.
I do now.
Okay, well, we will get that to you. You've asked for a public defender and the court's appointed one to represent you. We expect you to utilize those, utilize his services, because this is a serious charge. I'm going to quash the warrant, but I will say this, Mr. Jarmish, if you do not appear at your next court hearing, which I'm setting, is November 4th too soon, Mr. Quittner?
No, that's fine.
We're setting this November 4th. If I have to issue another warrant, I will not be quashing it. You understand that?
Yes.
Okay. The court clerk will again provide your attorney's information. It's expected prior to your next court date, a week before, that you contact your attorney and set up an appointment with his office to have a phone conference with him so he can discuss your case with you.
We spoke today, Your Honor, and I think we're on the road to a resolution. I just need to be able to talk to Mr. Duncanson about it, and I think we'll be ready to go at the next hearing.
Okay. Case is continued to November 4th. Mr. Jarmish, we will see you when you appear on that day.
Yes.
Okay, thank you, and that concludes your hearing today. All right, I believe those are all the matters I saw on the docket for myself.
You have Richard Meyer yet.
Oh, I missed that. Where is that?
That would have been the last page. Page 3.
Oh, okay. So we have City versus Richard Meyer. We have a review. It looks like review hearings. And if I recall correctly, Mr. Quittner is, let me first ask this.
Richard?
Hello? Yes, I'm here. All of a sudden, my children are being wild.
Okay. Mr. Meyer, I'm Judge Chris Bates.
Hello?
We've just called your cases, and I'm going to ask your attorney where we're at with
Okay.
moving forward with these cases. So, Mr. Quittner, what can you advise the court today?
Well, as far as I know, Mr. Meyer is in compliance with his with what's required of him. I'm not sure that we're able to get compliance reports from Valley View. It sounds as though Valley View has been unable to set Mr. Meyer up with certain appointments that are required due to no fault of his. So it looks like I may be subpoenaing them and asking them to answer to the court. There are other things going on between Mr. Meyer and Valley View that are a little troubling, but they're pretty well outside the purview of anything this court needs to deal with.
Okay. Mr. Penoyer, are you okay setting this matter over?
Yes, this is one we've done this on a number of times, Your Honor. It's kind of a challenging case. I'd like to see some reports that show that Mr. Meyer is in compliance, but I think a continuance is fine, given the circumstances. Maybe set this out at least a month. I don't want to, I'm sorry to keep bringing Your Honor back on this,
That's quite all right. Mr. Quittner, is a month going to be enough time for you in the event you have to subpoena records or an individual from Valley View?
Well, if it turns out not to be, at least I'll have something to report in a month, so that's all right.
Okay. If November 4th works for everyone, I'd like to set this on that day.
I think that's less than a month.
That's not really a month, but
Okay.
We can make it 6 weeks if it works better for Your Honor.
That would put us into December.
December 2nd.
So let's go ahead and set this on for December 2nd.
okay. That's fine with me. Thank you, Judge.
Thank you.
thank you.
Mr. Meyer, did you catch all that?
Yes, I did. Thank you. December 2nd.
Correct. The court will send notice as long as we have a good mailing address for you. You will get notice of that hearing.
Okay. The one for this hearing arrived. So thank you.
Terrific. Okay, well, stay in touch with your attorney. It sounds like you've done that, and we will see the parties back December 2nd.
Okay. I'm working towards a swift resolution of this. It's become frustrating. So thank you.
Okay, that's fine. Thank you for that information, Mr. Meyer. That concludes your case, and you're free to hang up now.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay.
Okay, that's it for you.
Okay. Everyone have a good day.
Thanks, Chris.
Thanks, Chris. Okay. We have contested for, I'm not even going to try and pronounce that name.
I have it.
Okay. Bring that person in, correct?
Yep.
Okay.
Okay. This is Will Penoyer. I'm the judge for the City of South Bend Municipal Court. I have a hearing on for a contested hearing, and I will apologize for not pronouncing the last name correctly. Gutha Kurta.
Yes.
Can you hear me okay?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
I can hear you just fine, sir.
Okay. Yes.
Are you Sarian?
Yes, I am Sryan Guha.
Ryan?
Yeah.
How do I say your last name, sir?
My last name is Guha Thakurta.
Guha Takuta?
Yes, you got that.
Good enough. Okay. At any rate, you know who I'm referring to, and I apologize if I'm getting it wrong. So, sir, we have you on for what appears to be a contested infraction. You were charged with speeding in the City of South Bend, going 10 over the speed limit. The report says that you were going 44. The officer gave you a breakdown to 40. Your choices basically when you have a speeding ticket are threefold. One, you pay it. Two, you ask the court for a mitigation hearing, which means you ask for the court to consider some mitigating circumstances and maybe give you a break. And then the third is that you outright contest it and claim that you didn't commit the infraction at all. Right now, I have you down for the third of those options, meaning that you contest that you were speeding. Is that accurate?
It is not exactly accurate. The reason I had to choose number 3 is because I didn't get option number 2 in the response that I sent back to the court.
Okay, what is it you'd like us to do today, sir? I'll leave it to you.
I'm not sure I exactly, did you want me to go ahead and explain?
Well, what I'm asking, really, it's up to you. You have the choice of either denying that you were speeding or admitting that you were speeding, but please take the X, Y, and Z into consideration, Judge.
Yes.
If that's the latter, that's fine. Just go ahead.
Okay, so basically what happened is we were driving home. Firstly, I have my wife here with me. Her name is Jandrina. She was also in the car with me, which is why she's here. So we were driving towards Kent, which is where we live, along Highway 101 from Cannon Beach, Oregon. And I'm not sure about the exact time, but it was sometime around 12 a.m. on August 16, 2020. We were using two GPSs, Garmin and Google Maps, to drive home. Both GPSs indicated that it was a 40-mile-per-hour zone when we got pulled over. And we did mention this to the officer. Now, I do understand that a speed limit sign on the street triumphs what the GPS states. But what happened was there was a speed limit sign a little before A Street, which is again around South Bend Hilton's Coast Seafoods. And after that sign, we've been driving for over a mile where we didn't see any speed limit signs on Highway 101. And because of that, we kind of relied on our GPS, and the GPS suggested, or rather indicated, that it was a 40-mile-per-hour zone. So we were going around 40, might have been a little over 40, like the officer suggested. We were maintaining the speed of the road because there were vehicles in front of us as well as behind us, which is when we got pulled over. And afterwards, we did find a speed limit sign that suggested 40 miles per hour, which was about 0.2 miles away from where we got pulled over. We got pulled over near this place called Bud's Lumber. And you can find the 40 speed limit sign between Minnesota and Broadway Street. So what I'm suggesting is we were technically very close to the varying transition speed zone of 30 to 40 speed limit signs. And because we didn't see a speed limit sign in a while, we ended up relying on what the GPS suggested.
Okay, all right, I understand. Well, I live in the town, so obviously it's easy for me to pinpoint where the signs change, but that's not, and you're correct. It's 30 right at A Street. I live on that hill above A Street as a reference, so I know it pretty well. And then, yeah, it gets to 40, maybe 100 yards after where you were, if you're going north, maybe a little further than that. Obviously, GPS is not the gold standard, but I understand that wouldn't be irrational, especially for someone driving, late at night, just trying to get home. I understand. I'm sympathetic to that. So what I would offer to you is really one of two options. I can either reduce the fine, or I don't know if you've used your deferral before. Have you ever used a deferral?
I've never used one.
One of your options is every 7 years, you're allowed to do a deferral so that you don't get it on your record, basically. The way that works is you pay the full price of the ticket, but as long as you don't have any violations for a year, then it goes off your record. You're allowed to do that once every 7 years, okay?
Okay.
So you could either do that, or I can reduce the price. Does that make sense?
Makes sense. Yeah. Is that a decision I need to make right now?
We make it easier for my clerk, yes.
Oh, okay. I think I'd go with the first option that he suggested, a reduced fine. If
a reduced fine? Okay.
Sure.
Yeah, I mean, getting one speeding ticket's not going to be probably the end of the world, and probably won't jack your insurance up too much. Lord knows I've got a few in my lifetime, and it doesn't seem to have affected me all that much. Let's say, what is the ticket amount here? It's like
It is 139.
All right, I'll reduce it down to 100 then.
Okay.
And any other questions for me?
Is that the best we can have here?
What?
So does this still go on my driving record? What are the other implications of this?
Well, it will go on your driving record, yes.
Okay.
The other option, I mean, if you still want to look at the other option, that's fine. The other option would be if you don't get any tickets for a year, then it won't go on your record. You see what I'm saying?
Got it.
So,
but that's something you mentioned I can use only once in 7 years.
Yeah, but what I will tell you, and I can't guarantee this to you, but I can tell you as a prosecutor and having done this kind of law forever, that most cities or a lot of cities have deals where you can work out where you can do an in-house little deferral with them.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay. I think I'd still like to stick with the first option.
Okay. All right. Well, the way it works is I can't reduce it really any lower than that because the state takes the first 95 bucks.
Okay.
So the city will get about $5 on this, if you see what I'm saying. So,
I
that I sympathize. I'm sorry that you had a bad experience in South Bend. I appreciate your honesty with the court, and I hope you have a good day.
You too, sir. Thank you.
Yeah, just make arrangement with the clerk to pay. Okay.
I will call.
Does he just send a check, or what does he do?
I'll send him a notice. They'll give him instructions.
Okay. Thank
Okay.
you so much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Okay. I want to try and see, I have one on here that's not, doesn't have a name. I'm hoping it's Pete.
That would be
So I want to
cool.
bring him in.
Yeah.
Oh, nope, that's not Pete.
No, I can see a shadow with long hair. That's all I can see.
We're getting the connecting to audio thing.
Okay. Well, I guess at least. So who else is hanging out there?
Okay. We have Cameron Pine,
Cameron Pine.
who's on for warrant quash.
Okay. Okay. Mr. Pine, I need you to turn the sound on. Oh, good. He's getting assistance.
Okay, I see it
There we go.
automatically.
Perfect. Thank you.
Sorry.
All right. Everybody's still learning the new technology, man. Mr. Pine, Will Penoyer, Judge, City of South Bend. You are here to quash the warrant. Why weren't you at court last time?
I've been so busy lately with everything, all the schooling and all this stuff, trying to figure everything out. I didn't have it written down on my calendar. That it's completely my fault.
You know what, Mr. Pine? I appreciate your honesty. That's better than a lot of the lies that I'm accustomed to hearing. So I appreciate that. I will quash your warrant since you're here. Did we get an attorney appointed for Mr. Pine yet, or what are we doing on that?
Mr. Quittner at one point was assigned to him.
Okay. So Mr. Pine, what you should do at this point then is talk to Mr. Quittner, and he can talk to the prosecutor and figure out what you guys want to do on the case. Does that work for you?
Okay.
Johnny, you'd have to appoint me again, I think.
Okay. How do I get it?
That's for the judge, Cameron.
Okay.
Well, Mr. Pine, you said something. You had something you wanted to say?
Oh, I was just trying to figure out how I go about getting his information, contact info.
We'll give you that, man.
Okay.
You got a pen?
Yeah, 1 second. Right.
And Your Honor, what I was saying is I think you have to appoint me again.
That's fine. I appoint John Quittner as the attorney.
Okay.
Okay, John's number is 360. 642-3139.
Okay.
Mr. Pine, can you give Mr. Quittner your number?
Huh?
Can you give?
I'm sorry. My kids are loud back here. I'm
That's
trying
fine.
to
Can you
hear you.
give Mr. Quittner your phone number, please?
Oh, yes. It is 360-591-9017.
Got
All right,
that?
thank you, I got it.
Okay.
That's my cell phone.
Mr. Pine, call Mr. Quittner, and we'll see you back here on November 4th, okay?
November 4th. Okay.
Yep.
Same time?
November 4th, same time, and just don't forget this time, and we're good.
I'm writing it down on the calendar. I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Have a great day.
You'll get a notice with your new logon information for the next hearing.
Okay. Thank you.
Sure.
Bye.
Okay.
So Judith Bird, we'll bring her on.
That's a pretrial, right?
It is. And
Oh.
sound is by phone,
Hello.
but then she's going to be on
Hello?
video also.
Miss Bird?
Jim, I can't hear.
Miss Bird, can you hear me?
Hello. I have a hard time hearing.
Okay.
Just a second. Jim. I'm sorry, I'm hard of hearing.
That's okay. Miss Bird, can you hear me?
Yeah, I'm right here, Mr.
Jim, please. I can't hear.
Okay. Can you repeat it for us, sir?
Yes.
Is this Jim Bird?
Okay, can you please stop talking so I can talk? This is the judge.
I can't hear.
Can you hear my voice okay?
A little bit, yes.
Here, look.
Perhaps
Sorry.
I can inquire as to Mr. Quittner or Mr. Duncanson as to what's going on the case.
I'd have to say, on this one, we should be done, and the reason we're not entirely my fault. I've worked out a resolution with Mr. Duncanson, and Ms. Bird has agreed to. It's a matter of me mailing her the pleading form. So, Ms. Bird, do we have a mailing address for you?
I don't.
What's your
I can't hear.
What's your mailing address?
It's the what is it?
General delivery or my post office box?
Your post office. Just use your post office box.
1190 post office box 1194 South Bend.
That's thank you, sir. So
You're welcome.
794. Miss Bird, can you hear me okay now?
What?
Miss Bird, can you hear me? Can you hear me?
No, I can't understand what you're saying.
Okay, well, I can't really talk much louder, unfortunately. Your lawyer is going to send you paperwork in the mail.
Oh, that's better.
Your lawyer is going to send you paperwork in the mail to resolve the case. You need to review that and talk to him, okay?
Okay, I understood that.
Okay, thank you, and we'll have this case back on for court on November 4th.
It's going to continue?
Yes, because you have to review the paperwork.
I won't be here. I won't be here. I won't be here.
I don't.
Your Honor, I'm sorry to step in. I'm going to be out on vacation at that time, and she won't be able to use the phone or this computer until I get back from Minneapolis. That's all.
If we set it out a month, speedy trial time permitting.
What about are we on for November 18th? Is that right, Lisa?
Yes.
Okay, how about November 18th?
That's fine.
Okay, we'll reset it for November 18th. We appreciate your help.
All right, thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you guys. Appreciate it.
All right, thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
They're gonna, you're not dropping nothing. Give me no money.
Okay.
No.
Okay,
Okay. Mr. Flagger is next.
Flagger. I'm sorry.
Pre-trial.
Okay. Okay. You're just sort of waiting for a connection, I assume.
Yep. Jordy Janae is next. We can move on to him if you'd like.
Well, let me just ask, does Mr. Duncanson or Mr. Whitner have any updates on Mr. Flagger's case?
Not exactly. We're just playing phone tag. So I
Okay,
think
we're
there's a
here.
resolution for, oh, there he is.
Yeah, sorry about that.
That's all right. Mr. Flagger, this is Will Penoyer, judge for the city of South Bend. Your case is on for pretrial. It sounds like, my understanding is you and your attorney are still working out the details or talking about the case. Is that correct?
Yes.
Mr. Whitner, do you anticipate that you guys will be ready to go on November 4th?
Yeah, I do. Is it Flieger? Flieger?
Flieger.
Flieger, thank you. If Mr. Flieger gets a hold of me, we've been playing phone tag today, but as long as we can talk, then yeah, I'm pretty sure we'll be okay for next time.
Okay. All right. Well, then I don't know what else I could do other than reset this for the 4th.
Okay, I appreciate the time you guys have been putting into this and how it's been stretching out.
No problem, Mr. Flieger. I just talk to your lawyer.
Okay, thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Okay.
Mr. Janae, I believe.
Jordy Janae is next.
Okay.
Jordy let me know earlier that he was having a hard time connecting with Zoom, but you got him okay, Lisa?
He says he's connecting to audio right now.
I see that.
Okay. Mr. Whitner, have you met with Mr. Janae yet?
Have I what?
Have you met with Mr. Janae yet?
Yes, I talked to him about this.
Okay.
But I do anticipate asking for a continuance.
You don't what?
I do anticipate asking for a continuance.
Okay. That's fine. I don't,
Okay, I've just asked him to
Hello?
unmute. Hello.
It's still
okay.
muted.
Mr. Janae, this is Will.
Hello.
Can you hear me, Mr. Janae?
Jordy, are you there? I just got a message from Mr. Janae saying everyone else is muted and he can't hear anything.
Oh, okay, I see that. Well, there is Mr. Janae.
Yeah, it was muted. I couldn't hear you guys, but can you guys hear me now?
I can hear you fine. Can you hear me okay, Mr. Janae?
Yeah, I could hear you, Your Honor.
Oh, great. Okay. Well, we are on for a pre-trial in your case, cause number C20-6649. You have an attorney representing you, Mr. Quittner. Mr. Quittner, what are we doing today?
Well, Mr. Janae was arraigned at the last docket, so we have some time to work with. I'm going to ask that we continue this one a month. I do have an offer in front of me from the prosecutor, and I will talk to Mr. Janae about it.
Okay. Mr. Janae, your lawyer wants to continue this?
Yeah.
Until November 18th. Is that all right with you?
Yeah, that's okay with me.
Okay, then so ordered. Unless Mr. Duncanson has any comments, I'm sorry.
Nope, I'm fine with that. No objection.
I should have asked. I apologize. Okay, so November 18th it is, and we'll see Mr. Janae then.
Hey, what's the deal that is before my lawyer? Is there any way I could
I don't
hear
want to put
that
it
now?
on the record, Jordy. We'll just talk about it when you talk to me next.
For sure. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. It'd be a bad idea to have it on the record.
Yeah, you don't want to talk about it in front of me, Mr. Janae, but I understand why you'd want to know. I would too. Call Mr. Quittner in maybe an hour. He should be around.
For sure.
Okay, thanks, man. And we'll moving on to the next case.
Yeah, have a nice day.
You too.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and take care of our Spanish case up for arraignment.
All right.
Bring Pete in. And I believe this is Mr. Nunes.
Pardon me? Hello?
Hello, this is Will Penoyer, Judge. Who's this?
There's Pete.
Okay.
Hi.
Okay. You hear me, everybody?
Hello?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, great.
Mr. Nunes?
Sorry about that.
Hi.
Senor Nunez? Senor Nunez?
Hi.
Hello, Senor Nunez, ¿me escucha?
Sí.
I can hear him saying hello, but apparently he's not hearing me. ¿Me puede escuchar, señor?
Sí, sí, lo escucho.
Señor Nunez, hay mucha bulla. ¿Se puede mover?
Sí,
So, Your Honor, I'm asking him to move. That there's so much background noise I can barely hear him.
Okay.
Okay, pero ¿sí me escucha?
Sí, sí, lo escucho.
Okay, he says he can hear me. I can barely hear him because of the wind in the background, but.
Okay. This is Judge Will Penoyer, City of South Bend Municipal Court, for Ivan Nunez Silva.
Okay, señor Núñez Silva, le habla el juez por parte de la Corte de South Bend, señor Penoyer.
And Mr. Hinton, you've already been over Mr. Nunez's rights with him, right?
That's correct, Your Honor. I was privy to a conversation with him before, and so I believe he's been, this is for arraignment, correct?
Yes.
Okay, you know what? I may be
Speak
thinking
Spanish?
of a different case. Let me just make sure. Señor, ¿me puede escuchar?
Sí,
Es una corte
pero
y
no
estamos
speak
grabando. Usted está
no
aquí
speak
para lectura
Spanish.
formal de cargos. Señor, le estoy hablando en español.
Okay,
¿Me escucha
lo
en
escucho.
español?
Sí,
Ok. Está aquí para lectura formal de cargos. Y puesto que es una acusación penal, tiene el derecho a un abogado, a un juicio, el derecho a guardar silencio, nunca tiene que decir nada en su propia contra y tiene el derecho a escuchar y interrogar a los que hablan en tu contra. ¿Entiende tus derechos?
sí.
So, Your Honor, we went over his rights again briefly. He says he understands them.
Okay. So at this time, Mr. Nunez Silva, do you want to plead guilty or not guilty to this crime?
¿Usted sabe si quiere declararse culpable o no culpable?
Sí, pero yo me recargo culpable porque sí me tomé unas cervezas.
I plead guilty because I had drank some beers.
Okay. Well, at this point, I'm gonna suggest to Mr. Silva that if he does not object, I would like to appoint an attorney for him so he can consider the consequences of pleading guilty before he chooses to do so.
Señor, si está bien con usted, el juez quiere darte un abogado para que te ayude a entender bien las posibles consecuencias, ¿ok?
Sí.
¿Está bien?
Sí.
He says that's fine, Your Honor.
Okay, great. I think that would be a good idea. Can you ask him what his monthly income is?
Señor, más o menos, ¿cuánto ganas cada mes?
Ahorita estaba muy bajo el trabajo, ahorita de perdía como 800 a la quincena cada mes.
Work is really slow right now, somewhere around $800 every couple of weeks.
Okay. I'm going to find that Mr. Nunez qualifies for a public defender, and I'm going to appoint Jonathan Whitner to represent him. That information will be given to him.
Entonces, señor, el juez te va a dar un abogado gratis. Su nombre es Jonathan Quintner y él te va a ayudar con el caso y usted va a recibir la información y los datos de su licenciado, ¿ok?
Sí.
Okay, and Your Honor, just for the court's information, Mr. Quintner certainly has all of my contact information and can get a hold of me whenever he likes.
So is that the custom usually, that you have the lawyer get a hold of you to schedule something?
Sure, yeah, he can contact me and we can set up a conference either just prior to the next court date or whatever's convenient for him.
Great. Could you just tell him that in Spanish?
Yeah. Señor, cuando el abogado esté listo, él me va a llamar para que usted tenga un intérprete disponible y vamos a platicar del caso a ver qué se puede hacer por usted, ¿ok?
Okay.
Okay. So the only remaining thing is that I do need to, because this is a DUI, I do need to set pretrial release conditions for Mr. Nunez.
Entonces, señor, el juez va a fijar ciertas condiciones para que usted siga en libertad. Favor de escuchar atentamente, ¿ok?
Sí.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm just gonna, this is his first DUI, so I'm just gonna give the standard, which is not to drink intoxicating liquors or use illegal drugs, and other than those prescribed for him, and don't go to any bars, taverns, or lounges.
Okay. Básicamente, señor, para seguir en libertad, el juez dice que para el momento no puedes tomar nada del alcohol ni drogas no recetadas por un médico, no vaya a las barras ni las cantinas, ¿ok?
Okay.
Okay. And
sí, okay.
I think probably because of the language issue and because it's a DUI, it might be appropriate to set this one out a month rather than 2 weeks. Mr. Quickner, does that sound about right?
It does.
Okay, so we're going to set this for November 18th at 12:45.
Entonces, señor, la próxima fecha de corte será el 18 de noviembre a las 12:45. Es posible que el abogado te hable unos 15 minutos antes, ¿ok?
Ok.
¿Entiende, señor?
Sí, sí entiendo.
Okay, he understands that, Your Honor. And I will just let the court know that I don't have anything prior at 1 o'clock, so we don't have to stick to the 12:45. I also advised him that Mr. Quintner might be calling him a little bit early to talk to him about the case on that day and time, if not another day and time, so.
Okay. All right. Then that being the case, I think we're good to go on this for today.
Okay, señor, es todo para hoy. Favor de esperar una llamada el 18 de noviembre, ¿ok?
Ok.
Como a mediodía más o menos, ¿está bien?
¿Cómo a qué hora?
El 18 de noviembre es otro miércoles dentro de un mes, más o menos a las 12 o 12:30, ¿ok?
Ok, está bien.
El abogado te va a hablar con mis servicios como intérprete. Siempre tendrá su intérprete, ¿ok?
Ok.
Okay, so, Your Honor, I'm just confirming with him. I'm not sure of the level of education here, but I'm just confirming with him that Mr. Quinton will probably be in touch with him, possibly anytime between 12 and 12:30 on that next court date. So to be available and in a quiet place, he indicates he understands that. So, Mr. Quintner, it might be well to have a little extra time to talk to this gentleman for some understanding. So, okay.
Definitely, thank you.
Okay.
Does the court have a phone number for, actually, I didn't catch the gentleman's name, but does the court have a phone number?
We do. I can send it over to you.
Thank you.
Okay, and Lisa, just for your information, I do have that in my calendar already, that court date and time, and 1 o'clock is fine, 12:45 is fine, whatever you folks want to do, okay?
Okay.
Great.
All right. I'm going to let this gentleman know he can go. Is that okay, Your Honor?
Absolutely. Thank you, Mr. Hinton.
Okay. Señor, ya puede colgar, ya terminamos para hoy, okay?
Ok.
Okay, pase buen día, okay?
He's gone.
Okay, so I think he disconnected. Thank you very much, Your Honor. It was a pleasure, and you folks have a great rest of your day.
Thanks so much.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye. Okay. I believe the next one is Pamela Martinez, also on for arraignment.
Okay.
Let's see. Hello?
Hello,
Who is on the line?
Pamela Martinez.
Okay.
All right. Just grabbing the file here.
Okay.
All right, Ms. Martinez, my name is Will Penoyer. I'm the judge for the City of South Bend Municipal Court. And
Pardon me, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry?
What did you say, sir? I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. My name is Will Penoyer. I am the judge for the City of South Bend Municipal Court.
Okay.
We have your case on here today for an arraignment for a driving while license suspended in the 3rd degree.
Yeah, and I've never had a license ever.
Okay, well, I would recommend at this point that you just listen to me go through your rights and remain silent, and you'll have an opportunity to discuss the case with an attorney if you so wish.
Okay, sir.
At any rate, it's alleged that on September 21st, 2020, you did drive in the City of South Bend without a valid license. I'm just going to go through the standard rights that we go through with everybody, okay?
Okay.
Your name is, sorry, it's Pamela Martinez, correct?
Yes. Yes, sir.
Okay. And the charge you were charged under is driving while license suspended third is a misdemeanor, meaning the maximum penalty on it is 90 days in jail or $1,000 fine. That's the worst that you could get. That's not what you're likely to get on this case, okay? I just have to go through the worst case scenarios with you.
Alrighty.
So I'm just going to go through all these, and then at the end you can plead guilty or not guilty. You have the right to remain silent. You don't have to say anything about the offense today or in the future. You have the right to be defended by a lawyer and have the lawyer present at hearings. You can hire your own lawyer, or if you can't afford one, you'll have one appointed at the city's expense. You have the right to have your guilt decided by a jury with the presumption of innocence. The judge will tell the jury that they're to consider you innocent until your guilt is proved beyond a reasonable doubt. You have the right to be present when evidence is being presented to the jury. You can call witnesses to testify on your behalf at no expense to you. You can testify if you want, but you, again, have the right to remain silent. You have the right to a speedy trial. Since you're not in custody, you have the right to a trial within 90 days. If you're found guilty at a trial, you can appeal that question of guilt to the next higher court. If you were to plead guilty, at that point, you would lose the right to appeal. As we've already said, your charge, we've already been over your charge and the maximum minimums. So I've read the police reports and I find that there's probable cause for the charge. What that means is not that I found you guilty of the charge, but simply that there's enough evidence in the police report to support the underlying charge. Do you understand what you're charged with and what the maximum and minimum punishments are?
Yes, I do. And yes.
Okay. And you understand your rights?
I'm guilty because I was driving. I'm not going to lie about it.
Okay, ma'am, I appreciate your candor, but I would recommend to you, if you're willing to, I think it would be good for you to consider discussing the case with an attorney.
Of what now?
I think it might be a good idea for you to discuss the case with an attorney if you would like.
Oh, okay. I don't know what to do. Okay, but I live in Hoquiam.
Okay, well that's fine. This is going to be done by.
I have no transportation, huh?
Don't talk about the case, okay, Pamela? Don't. I mean, I'm appointed to you now, so I do all the talking now, and please don't talk about what did or didn't happen.
Thank you, Whitner. I actually hadn't appointed you yet, Mr. Whitner, but on that prompt, Ms. Martinez, can you hire your own? Can you afford an attorney, or would you like to have the court appoint one for you?
One point is for me because I can't afford one.
What's your monthly income, ma'am?
I'm on SSI. I get $780, I think, or something like that.
If you're on SSI, you qualify. That's no problem. So I am appointing Mr. Quitter to represent you. Don't worry too much about the distance issue because we're doing this by phone, as you can see, and you can certainly talk to your attorney by phone as well, okay?
Oh, okay.
So at this point, what I'd like you to do is just talk to your attorney, and we're going to set you up for the next court date for November 4th at 12:45.
November 4th?
Yep.
Okay.
So between now and then, you'll need to talk to him. You'll get his contact information, but I can give you his number now if you've got a pen and paper.
Okay, let me get a pen real quick. All right.
360.
Okay. 360. Is this around here? Oh, okay.
642.
642?
Yep.
Okay.
3139.
3139?
You got it.
Okay, what's this lawyer's name?
John.
Don.
John.
Don, D-O-N?
No, John like John F. Kennedy.
Oh, John, sorry.
That's okay.
Sorry about that.
Fine.
John.
His last name is Whitner, Q-U-I-T-T-N-E-R.
Okay, just got, it's what now?
His last name is Whitner.
Whitner?
Yes, Q-U-I-T.
D, right?
Q-U-I.
D is in dog?
No.
I can't really hear it.
Okay. Q is in quality in, U is in underdog, I is in illegal, T is in.
Okay, let's Okay, just spell it out, or I'm sorry, read it out to me again.
Okay.
D or J?
Well, his name is Jonathan, so just John is fine, okay?
Okay.
And then his last name is Whitner.
Winder?
Whitner. It's Q.
Oh, Whitner. Okay.
Ma'am, at this point, I'm having some trouble communicating with you. Just give him a call. You've got his number. His name is John, okay?
Can't hardly hear you. Okay.
I understand.
All right.
I don't want to cause any confusion. So just,
Me either.
you've got his number. Give him a call, and you'll be back for court at 12:40.
And when is it? On the 4th of November?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. At what time?
12:45.
12:45. Okay.
Yep.
Thank you.
No problem.
Bye-bye.
Do it. Call your
Are we
attorney.
done? Okay, I will. I'll call him right now.
Give him a little time. We're still in court.
Oh, okay. Maybe tomorrow?
That'd be fine. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Okay. Thank you. You have a good day.
You too. Okay. Reluctant to ask people if they plead guilty or not guilty today. Seems to be a dangerous question.
So we have 2 other people that have not appeared. Both were on for pretrials. Alyssa Odom
Okay.
and Melissa Walker.
Okay. Mr. Whitner, do you have any input on either of those?
Yeah, Ms. Odom, we are for the last couple of dockets, been waiting to hear if Mr. Duncanson has been able to make contact with one of the victims. I'm sorry, there's only one victim, with the victim or a witness.
Okay, but where's your client?
That I don't know. I assume she's having some kind of problem. That's not unusual. I don't know where she is right this second.
Okay. And was she here last docket? I guess she must have been. Okay.
She's made all the other appearances.
Mr. Duncanson, what do you think? Should we do a warrant or give this another chance?
She's had a pretty good track record. I don't think she's missed any court appearances, so I'd be okay with just noting her FTA for speedy purposes and setting it over
to November 4th. Okay.
Yeah.
I can live with that. And let's see, the other one, I'm sorry, was that Walther?
Yes.
And Mr. Whitner, do you have any input on that?
No, I have no information.
Okay. Mr. Duncanson, what do you think?
She's on for a warrant quash, isn't she?
No.
Pre-trial.
Oh, it is pre-trial. Does she have a warrant history?
Not with this case. I can check.
I would leave it up to the discretion of the court.
That's no fun, Mr. Duncan.
I'll punt the issue.
Okay, that's fine. I'll catch that punt with a fair catch. I'm probably stretching the metaphor a little bit here now. I'm just going to set bail at 2,500 on this. And that's that.
Okay.
All right. Anything else?
That is it.
Thanks, everyone.
Okay. Thank you to everybody. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.